Section 33 of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, the Notwithstanding clause, is in the news because Ontario Premier Doug Ford is using it to opt out of a defective court ruling. The court ruling struck down government legislation to reduce the number of Toronto City Councillors from 47 to 25. Now, the law no doubt is causing hardship and inconvenience for local candidates, but in no way does this restrict freedom of expression. The candidates, as well as members of the public, enjoy the freedom to write and speak and blog and tweet as much as they please. And yet the court said that reducing the number of seats on City Council violates freedom of expression. Well, that's simply not true. In the 1980s, the premiers, with the Prime Minister, when negotiating the Charter, put Section 33 into the Charter precisely for this reason: to prevent judicial tyranny and to allow governments to opt out of clearly flawed court rulings. Without Section 33, there would be no Charter. As Canadians, we recognize that judges and politicians are fallible human beings. Judges have their own biases, assumptions, beliefs, their own sense of right or wrong, just or unjust, based on their culture, based on their upbringing, and so on. Being a lawyer and making it through a very political judicial appointments process and wearing a black robe does not make you more qualified to decide on public policy. Now, some people say that Section 33 allows politicians to trample on charter rights and freedoms. But remember, judges also trample on charter rights and freedoms. In the Trinity Western decision, 7 Supreme Court justices trampled on the fundamental freedoms of conscience, expression, religion, and association in the name of diversity. Diversity is not mentioned in the Charter, it's not protected by the Charter, and the court didn't even bother to define the word, and yet in the name of diversity, trampled on fundamental Charter freedoms. By opting out of a clearly flawed court decision, Premier Ford is acting legitimately, just as the Constitution intended. I'm John Carpe. Thanks for listening.